All right, welcome. I'm going to start doing lives most days. And let's flip this over, shall we? That's better. And what I'm going to try to do is really kind of get some input from what you guys need. So today I'm going to focus on my morning routine. So it's really the routine that I use every morning to start my day. The key I would say for this is modify it, add to it, take away, depending on what you need that day. So really just pay attention to what your body needs and give it that. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to run through it, and I'm going to run through it in a shortened version. So what I'll usually do with these is I will give myself either a timer, I'll set a timer, say like 20, 30 seconds for each movement, or I'll count repetition. And either's fine. I like the timer because sometimes I can just focus on the flow of what I'm doing and not have to worry about counting and the distraction that I can bring. But do both, because you sometimes will be somewhere where you won't have a timer and you just don't want an obstacle to keep you from doing it on a regular basis. Okay. So the first thing I start with is I just kind of go from like a top down idea. So if you approach it that way, you'll kind of sink into each zone in your body and give it the attention it needs. Okay. So I usually just start on a mat, kind of focus into my breath for 20, 30 seconds. Just kind of be present, bring yourself to this point. And then after I do that, I'll really start again, top down. So I'll just start to ease into my neck. Because the thing about neck is you really want to focus on not overextending past the point that you need just to add a little bit mobility to it. You carry a lot of tension through your neck, up through that thoracic spine through here, and you really just want to ease into it. Okay, side to side, nice and easy. One thing about being on your knees and down is you'll tend to sway less from your shoulders and your hips, and you really want to focus into the area that you're adding the mobility to. Okay, now front back. Our body follows our eyes. So a lot of times, even with this, even especially when you're standing, you'll tend to internally rotate as you come through. And you just want to kind of be nice and neutral as best you can. Back and forth. Good. And again, from here, I'm going to do an abridged version just so you don't have to watch me go through my whole routine. That'll get a little boring. So again, think repetition, maybe 8 to 10 movements through, or 20 to 30 seconds if you use a timer. Okay, from this point, I'll kind of come up, and I really am looking to get rotation through my trunk. So just nice and easy. Again, being on your knees right here helps you not to sway through your hip line too much. You really want to get through thoracic spine, down into lumbar spine, cervical spine. Just we're getting some rotation here. Now, once I get through this component and just kind of ease through, and you're taking in information too. So again, a little bit more tension wherever you need it. Then from this point, I'm going to come down and I'm going to get into think of this retraction as almost like a push-up. So this is the start of, like, a lot of people know this as a cat-cow posture. Think of it as you're retracting through your scapula. So it's really like almost like, think of it as almost like a scapula push-up. And again, we're not just totally rotating through. We're really trying to get that retraction here. That retraction, that's the push-up. That's the scapular push-up you're looking for. And then from here, I'm going to go into cat-cow. I like 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. As you go through this, focus all the way into nasal diaphragmatic breathing. Again, through your nose, Using your diaphragm, letting it descend, helps you with present, helps you with focus. It also helps you relax, not bringing tension into it. So after I go through cat-cow here, I'm going to go into this flow. It's kind of a modified version of, I'll do this breath flow where I'm doing down dog, up dog, child's pose, and I'll do that in full posture. In the mornings, I like to do it from my knees, okay? Not adding so much weight early in the morning, just trying to allow me to ease into the movement that I'm doing, okay? So from my knees, again, almost starting almost like a cat-cow posture, I'm coming back into child's pose. Again, I like threes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 as you flow through it. So 1, 2, 3, then I'm moving through into up dog. Back into child's pose again. Moving through. Back. Now I'll reverse order here just to let it flow through the other way. So from here, now I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, then back down. 1, 2, 3. Moving through that again, 8 to 10 repetitions. That particular one, you can split the order for one way, for the other way. And then from that point now, we're coming down into much more through the center part of our body, now down into my hips. So I'm going to do this 90-90. Again, I've done this one recently. You can sit up if you have the hip mobility to do it. But I really, in the morning, really like to lean back. I'll take my hands, externally rotate so you're opening through your shoulders, giving yourself some space, and then 90-90 rotation. Again, not strain. You're really looking to breathe, adding mobility, and also allowing yourself that ability to have the information come to you so then you can make informed decisions right in that moment to give yourself a little bit more attention throughout the day to avoid something that might be overused, or again, move through some things to increase your healthy fluid range of motion within there. Again, so now I'm down into my hips. I might give a little bit more attention to that. As I've done recently, I might come up, add a little bit more mobility through there. Then from that point, I'm going to make some decisions on kind of the information I've got so far. Okay, I still want to give some attention down in my quadricep, down into my calves, and then finishing with my feet and my ankles. Okay, so I'm a little extra tight today in my calves, so I'm going to give my calves a little bit more attention. So from this posture, I really like to, again, not adding a lot of body weight. So what I'm really doing is just extending out and adding a little bit of range of motion into that calf without bearing a lot of weight. Okay, so obviously a little bit more focused, you would see something where we would be coming into this posture a little bit more. And that's also fine if it feels okay to you. In the morning, I really, again, like to add less body weight to something to allow it to stretch through and add a little bit more mobility. And again, one thing to really think about here is this isn't a lot of static stretching in the morning that I do. The reason for that is static stretching has its place in a program, but you're activating for your day here. So what you really want to be doing is doing that, activating for your day. So think about it, and I love threes. So if you're really moving into something like that calf stretch. So if I'm here and I'm going 1, 2, 3, coming back out of it. 1, 2, 3, adding that mobility and range of motion in an active state. You really want that activation of that muscle. So these chain of muscles that you're going to be using throughout your day are starting to get ready and be prepared for the movement you're about to do. Last thing I'll do is, I've done this one recently, so I'll show it again, which is just coming up into 90-90. You're going to add a little bit through ankle line, a little bit of proprioception through your feet to activate. And again, we're just kind of coming forward. You're going to get reverse through here, hip flexor, quadricep, a little bit more on the calf on the front, but you're also going to get this dorsiflexion in your ankle. Okay, again, breathing 1, 2, 3, back out. 1, 2, 3. Switch to the other side. Again, 8 to 10 reps on each one, 20 to 30 seconds if you're using a timer. Back and forth through. And then again, finally, I'll add, I'm going to come out of frame here a little bit, but I'll just add some activation. So on this mat, it's a little bit of instability, which is great. Kind of coming up onto calf, back down, activation, a little bit more balance, finishing on breath. Then after I finish here, I'll go into my morning routine that is more into some Keeley meditation, focusing on breath post Keeley single point meditation. I'm going to start talking more about Keeley meditation. I've done different forms of meditation over the years, and they've always been helpful. I've had trouble sticking with it and being consistent. Since I started doing Keeley meditation within the last month, I haven't missed a day. That speaks a lot to maybe being ready for it and being at that point in my life where I'm really benefiting from it. I wish that was earlier in my life, but I just feel ready for it now. And the second thing is it's very tangible to keep it day to day, and it doesn't disrupt the flow of your day. It really just kind of blends right into your day really well. I've already seen benefits from it, and I see myself sticking with it. So I'll talk more about that. You can certainly search for Keeley meditation. It's a long-term practice that you see benefits from right away, and it isn't difficult to start to get started. Essentially, it's not overwhelming. It's not intimidating. It's something I really advocate to look more into. So I'll go into a meditation, and from that point, I'll go upstairs, drink some water, start the flow of my day, see my family, start planning out the rest of my day. But that morning routine takes me maybe 10 minutes. And it's been such a difference for me. The more consistent I am with it, the more benefit I see in my day. And generally, the better the day is. More productive, I'm more focused, and I just feel better. So take that as a framework, add to it, take things away, modify the movements, make them your own, and really start to get back into that consistent start and flow of your day. The attention and the time that you put into yourself in the morning pays dividend for yourself and everybody around you. Thanks for joining. I'm going to do these live pretty often now. So reply, comment, DM me, things that you want a little bit more focused attention on, search specific movement that you need some help with. Let me know, and I'll bring those into what we're doing. All right, my friends, have a great day.